Hello, I'm Miss Knight, and I'm going to read you another one of my favorite books. This one is called Edward the Emu. And for those of you who don't know, an emu is a bird that's related to the ostrich. Emus are from Australia. In this book, Edward isn't a very happy emu, so he tries to become other animals in order to find happiness. Let's see what happens. Edward the Emu, written by Sheena Knowles and illustrated by Rod Clement. Edward the Emu was sick of the zoo. There was nowhere to go. There was nothing to do. And compared to the seals that lived right next door, well, being an emu was frankly a bore. So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from his pen and he laughed and he said, "The seals are best, anyone can tell, so tomorrow I'll just be a seal as well." The next morning at 9 when they opened the zoo, the seals were swimming and Edward was too. He dived in the water and basked in the sun, and he balanced a ball on his beak just for fun. Well, Edward was really enjoying the day, till he overheard someone behind the fence say, "The seals are always amusing, it's true, but the lions are the best thing to see in the zoo." So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from the pool and he smiled and he said, "The lion's the best, anyone can tell, so tomorrow I'll just be a lion as well." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the lions were roaring, and Edward was too. He snarled at the ladies and growled at the men. Life was certainly grand for a lion in his den. Well, Edward was having a wonderful day, till a man in the crowd had the gumption to say, "The lion's a beast I shall always detest. The snakes are the things that I like to see best." So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward crept from the cage and he grinned as he said, "If the snakes are the best things, and that's what they say, then tomorrow I'll just be a snake for the day." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the snakes were all hissing, and Edward was too. He slipped around the rocks. It was magic to see. Then he curled himself casually up round a tree. Well, Edward was just warming up for the day when he overheard one of the visitors say, "The snakes are impressive. I know that is true, but the emu's by far the best thing in the zoo." "The emu?" gasped Edward. "My goodness, that's me. I'm the thing that gentleman most likes to see. Not the seals, the lions, the snakes, or the rest. It's Edward the emu he likes to see best." Oh, that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward slipped from the cage and he laughed as he said, "If the emu's the best, well, that's easy then. Tomorrow I'm Edward the emu again." Edward ran to the place where he used to reside. But oh, what a shock when he clambered inside. He found himself suddenly come face to face with the emu they'd brought in to take Edward's place. The emus considered each other a while. Then the new emu said with a shy little smile, "Hello, I'm Edwina. It's nice to meet you. You're the best thing I've seen since I came to the zoo." I really hope you enjoyed that book as much as I do. I love the story of it just as much as I love the pictures. They really show what the animals actually look like, which is my favorite part of the pictures. One thing to think about in regards to the book is, why wasn't Edward ever happy? Why was he always trying to find something else to be? One thing to think about in regards to the book is, why wasn't Edward ever happy? Why was he always trying to find something else to be? Do you think he was happy once he met Edwina? Do you think maybe having another one of his kind there made him happy finally? What about other animals? Do you have pets? Were they ever happier when they see other animals of their kind? Something to think about. Thank you so much for listening to Edward the Emu today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Bye-bye. I'll see you again. Please remember to be kind to animals.